So how are the taxes coming along?
Oh God, it's so boring. It's crushing my soul.
Yep.
Ravi's tips for artists because he loves you.
Hola, you amazing artists! It is tax season. We are now doing our taxes, as you can see.
Hooray! I just love taking time out of doing my creative things to crunch numbers.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, but it needs to be done. If you are doing this professionally or you want to do this as a career, then you're going to have to figure out how to do taxes. And we have some tips for you from our perspective of things to do when you're doing federal taxes, and we're going to share that with you. Before we get started, I do have a disclaimer. We are not tax professionals. These are just things that we do. We're not giving you advice on exactly what to do. We do recommend that you visit a tax professional for that. Get an accountant.
Yeah, we've just had several years of bumbling our way through, and we have learned a couple of things.
First thing you're going to want to do is define whether or not your business is an actual business. Are you making money from your art? If you are making money from your art, then you do want to make it a business. And obviously, if you're doing that, we already have another video about your county taxes and how to register your business. I'm going to move forward and assume that you are making money from your business and you want to know what kind of things can I deduct and all that jazz, and we're going to cover that. So this isn't the most exciting subject, so bear with us. We are going to try to cover everything really quickly to give you the most information without boring you to death. So the first thing you're going to want to do is know your business classification, which means, are you a partnership? Are you an LLC? Are you a corporation? And you know that by how it is that you registered your business in the first place.
Yeah, and if you're like, what did you just say? Then chances are you're doing business under your social security number.
Yes. If you want more information about business classifications, visit your local county clerk, and you'll get more localized information that way. One thing that we recommend as far as tax reasons is to have a business account or have an account that is separate from your regular account for all your income and expenses that happen with your art business. You're going to want to do that because it's going to make it easier, and the IRS wants it concise and easy to manage, easy to follow. It makes it easier for you anyway.
Yeah, they don't like to see the personal expenses and the business expenses intermingled with each other.
The one thing that you're probably most interested in is deductions. What kind of things could I deduct as a professional artist? One of the things you could deduct is your business insurance. If you have insurance that pertains to your business, like insurance on merchandise or insurance on events and things like that, you can definitely deduct that. Commissions and fees, anything that you are paying a gallery, for example, if they take out 25% of your sales, that is something that is tax deductible. Any fees that you're paying for any art services or things like that, that's tax deductible. If you're taking classes, online courses, anything that has to do with art and building your business, that is all tax deductible. Subscriptions, things like that, all tax deductible.
Like if you hired a guy to pour some bronze into something that you built, that's tax deductible too.
And that would go under commissions and fees. If you take payments online like Square, Etsy, or anything like that, they have their service fees. That would go under commission and fees as well. Legal and professional services. So essentially anybody that is helping you with any legal services that pertain specifically to your business or getting your taxes done, that goes under legal and professional services. Materials and supplies. Basically, any materials or supplies that you use for your business, for your art business. That means paints, brushes, those kind of things. All of that is tax deductible. Anytime you buy anything for the business that is art supplies or equipment, that's where it's going to go. There's a part when you're doing your taxes that has to do with depreciation. We don't necessarily use that, but what that is whenever you buy some equipment, every year that equipment is going to depreciate a little bit. So essentially what you're doing is you are deducting that equipment little by little instead of deducting it as a one lump sum when you purchase it.
Yeah, like if you have a machine shop with $100,000 worth of equipment, then you ought to look into that depreciation business.
Yes, exactly. Meals and entertainment. Whenever you are taking a client out or you are meeting with somebody for a commission and you are taking them out for a meal or for a drink, you are able to deduct about 50% of that. One of the mistakes that we made in the beginning was that we tried to deduct the entire amount, and our tax professional was like, nope, you can't do that.
Only half of your fun and entertainment is deductible. The rest is on you.
Mm-hmm. Office supplies, paper clips, staples, all those things that you use for your business that are office supplies.
Ink, and more ink. Dude, that stuff adds up.
It does. It really does. We buy a hell of a lot of office supplies every year, and every single one of those items is tax deductible. Cell phone and internet costs. Basically what you would do is figure out how much of that you are using in your business if you have a studio at home like we do, and you take that percentage and that's what you deduct. If you have a separate studio and the full cost is part of that, then just deduct the full cost.
But Rafi, how do we figure out what percentage we are using?
Break it down to how much time you think you spend in the studio on average, take that percentage and divide your total cost by that, and that will be your deduction. Rent and lease. If you lease or rent a place for your studio, then you can write that off. That is a deduction. If you have your studio at home like we do, then it's outlined for you how much percentage of your home it is that you use for your workplace, and then that percentage gets deducted, and that includes your bills and all that stuff. I don't want to give you details because I don't know what your studio looks like or what your situation is, but if you talk to a tax professional, they could help you out with that section.
Yeah, we can tell you that 100% of your home is usually not deductible, even if your art is taking over 100% of your home, like some people that we know.
Repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance is basically repairs and maintenance on any equipment or anything that you have that is pertaining to your art business. Any type of repair cost or fees or monthly fees that come with keeping your equipment up to date, all of that would go under repairs and maintenance. Travel cost, hotels, airlines, any events that you are going to. If you're doing an event maybe in another state or somewhere where you're traveling and it particularly has to do with your art business, that is all deductible as well. One of the other deductions is mileage. Any places that you're going that has to do with your art business, whether or not you're traveling to an event or you're going to the art store or you're meeting with a client, you'd want to talk to a tax professional because every year the rate changes. I think this year it's 58 cents per mile. Talk with your tax professional. What you do want to do is keep a mileage log so that you have all that. That is a huge deduction at the end of the year.
Yeah, and keep that mileage log because it's a pain in the butt to try to guess at your mileage at the end of the year.
Yeah, it might seem like a pain in the butt to keep a mileage log, but trust me, it is so much better than trying to figure it out at the end of the year.
Also, the IRS doesn't want you to guess at your mileage. They want a concrete record of it.
Yeah. And that's about it for the federal taxes. Mostly it's about your deductions. Obviously your income, like I said before, have a separate account so you know exactly what your income is, know exactly what your expenses are. Just keep track of all that, keep all of your receipts.
But Rafi, how do we get our personal spending money out of our business account and into an account we can use?
It's called a draw. You transfer it out of your account and you draw it out. Essentially that money, once it leaves the account, is not tax deductible, and that is exactly what you're going to be paying taxes on. So one of the other things is if you have any kind of side gigs where you are doing what I've suggested in other videos, which is have multiple sources of income, all of that needs to be claimed, especially if it is over $600 a year. Then you're going to have a 1099 form for that source of income. Consult professional advice on your taxes. Do not try to do this on your own because you will spend a lot of... The first time we did this, we tried doing it ourselves and we spent about a week driving ourselves crazy every single day doing stuff that is completely not creative, until we finally decided to just go and pay someone to do our taxes. It's really not that much, and it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah, and they'll tell you how to make sure you have all your ducks in a row so that you can just send it off.
Yep. Send it off. Send it
and
off.
away from you.
We pretty much now just spend maybe a day getting all our tax papers ready and showing up and bringing our tax papers to them. And that's why, be ready throughout the year. Try to keep all your tax papers organized and neat. Don't show up with a trash bag full of crap and be like, here's my stuff for the taxes, because then they may charge you even more.
Basically, that just means that all your income and all your expenses are right there on 1 or 2 sheets of paper.
Yep. Yeah, and your mileage and anything else that we listed here that you're keeping track of.
Yeah, because a bookkeeper doesn't want to dig through your trash bag of receipts from the year.
No, nobody does. And that's it, you guys. Hopefully you found this informative. Hopefully you did not find it completely and utterly boring. And if you have any questions for us about art and life, just go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are absolutely freaking awesome. I absolutely adore you. And if you like this and you want to watch more like this, just click right over here to subscribe. And that's it. Say goodbye, Clee.
Good day.
Adios.